Okay, so just because you feel it doesn't mean that you should follow it. Okay? Your emotions are messengers, they're not managers. You're the boss, you're the manager. I want to talk about a couple of strategies that you can use to move through emotions, because we also don't need to ignore them. They are meant to be felt and experienced and processed. Just sometimes we get caught in the loop, and we can help with naming what the emotion is, because most people don't regulate emotions because they never identify them, right? We might say, oh, I'm upset, I'm stressed out, I'm overwhelmed, right? It is naming, but we can get more specific if we ask, like, what am I actually feeling? Like, am I angry? Right? I'm upset. I'm angry. Am I hurt? Am I rejected? We could get that specific, right? I'm angry because I'm rejected. I'm feeling rejected. Maybe we're feeling embarrassed. We're angry because we're embarrassed. Maybe we're afraid. The clearer the label, the clearer the path, right? And the better our intentions, that we could be more focused on that intention. So after we name what it is, we identify the emotion, then we have to locate it. What? Emotions don't just live in your mind, okay? They show up in your body several ways. So it's a good idea to ask, where do I feel this? Am I tight in the chest? Do I have knots in my stomach, butterflies in my stomach? Are my shoulders tense, right? Neck pain. Is my heart racing? Is my heart rate up, right? Do I feel nauseous? Because our body often tells the truth before even our thoughts catch up to do so. The third thing I want to talk about is decoding it, right? Every emotion we have is carrying information, whether we consider those good emotions or bad emotions. So we can ask ourselves, what is this emotion trying to tell me? If I could think of examples, like, okay, with fear, usually something feels off, right? Maybe we feel unsafe, uncomfortable. Anger, maybe someone crosses a boundary. Maybe you've spoken to them about it before, right? So it feels intentional about them crossing this boundary. Maybe even disrespectful, right? If we feel guilty, maybe something's out of alignment with our values. Something that we did, something that we said, something that we allowed, right? So we feel this guilt. When we feel some sadness, is it letting us know that something important needs attention, right? I think it's important that we remember emotion is data, it's information, not necessarily instruction, all right? And so because of that, we want to be able to interrupt the pattern, which is also how we get kicked out of the loop, right? We don't want to get caught in that loop. And those loops turn into things like depression, anxiety, things of that sort, right? So this is where our resilience starts, and why it's important to build that. We can ask ourselves, what do I normally do when I feel this? It doesn't need to be something new that you're doing. You're just observing, what do I normally do? Do I lash out? Do I shut down? Do I overspend? Am I a retail therapy person? Do I overeat, right? Am I eating this, fill the space? Do I isolate? Do I withdraw? Do I people please? Do I walk on eggshells just to make everything okay? Okay. And then we can ask, what would happen if I didn't do that? What do I want to do instead? Okay. So that pause is where our power lives, and tells the other person, you don't control me. Psh, I'm processing something right now. Okay. So then with strategy 5, you can choose intentionally. It gives you, now you're in that space to decide, not from emotion, but from awareness, right? And so we can ask ourselves, what action aligns with who I want to be, who I'm becoming? And if we feel comfortable in the boundaries that we set in our identity, then is this matching up with who I am? Is it in line with my values, right? Not what action matches how I feel right now. Oh, I'm so upset, I could choke them out. Oh, but does that align with who I am? because emotions come and go. And some people are going to answer that question with yes, best and believe, okay? But your choices create your future, all right? So feel it, name it, understand it, and interrupt it so that you could choose intentionally, because what you feel is information. It is data. We do something with the data, okay? What we're feeling is not direction. And sometimes we need to bring in more data. But I want you to remember feel, F-E-E-L. Find the emotion, examine the message, evaluate the pattern, and lead yourself intentionally, okay? Being intentional is interrupting the pattern and consciously choosing a response or an action or a behavior that aligns with who you are or who you are becoming. Let these folks push their own buttons, okay? Don't let them push yours. You're the master of your own buttons. Be that.